Just give me. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ahmed Tekilol. I'm the Executive Director at CAIR-Philadelphia. Tonight, we are doing a special session with Brother Ejaz Sabir as our guest speaker. At CAIR-Philadelphia, we have been doing Know Your Rights programs in general, and of course, since this new administration has started to launch new executive orders, regulations. We have had, these sessions. Adam held both online and in-person sessions. We have some coming up, including with Brother Ejaz Sabir. But what we saw was more particular questions about immigration issues, about the new regulations, what implications might be coming our way, what things that our mosques, individuals should be on the watch for. So we invited Brother Ejaz Sabir, a long time supporter, a colleague, a mentor, both to me personally as well as to our organization, to this session. And he graciously accepted our idea with these sessions is that if he can help get more information and confirmed information, expert opinion from somebody who has been doing both immigration law and other areas of law for over 21 years in his career as somebody who was educated here in the United States as a law school graduate, and then as an attorney in private practice. Brother Ejaz is somebody who also does a lot of interfaith teaching and has a very active civic life, mashallah. So we are very excited to have him with us. I'll drop Sabir Law Group's link in the chat. You can read more about him. Our own legal director, Adam Atia, here is also, one of our local lawyers and has been now a full-time attorney with CAIR-Philadelphia. He started on our boards and we recruited him from a law firm, an education law firm, where Adam was specialized in education law. So in his nonprofit life, of course, there are no clear hours, but Alhamdulillah, we are very happy to have Adam. So this session is going to be led initially by Brother Ejaz Sabir on some reminders, and then we will pass along. We are inviting you all to please put down your questions. Don't hesitate to ask questions. But one reminder, I'll say it now, and probably Brother Ejaz will say it again, is that these calls do not establish attorney-client privilege. Based on that, what we are asking you is, even if that's your case, put it as a hypothetical. I know somebody who is going through a situation, and the realities of the situation is this, right? Rather than I have this issue or my status is XYZ, what should I do? So he'll put it in a more diligent way, but that's one reminder that we wanted to start with. Second, before we get lost, CAIR Philadelphia has its annual banquet coming up on February 22nd, inshallah. For those of you who can join us, we would love to see you and get your support. I'll inshallah put that link in the chat as well. But with that, Adam, unless you have anything to add before we pass it to Brother Ejaz, we are going to get started. We ask you to be then as Brother Ejaz is going to give us some key both guidelines that all of us should keep at heart and should follow. But at the same time, we'll speak to your questions and some of the common concerns that we see. With that, again, Bismillah, and welcome, Brother Ejaz, and thank you so much to everyone for joining us.
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Ahmed. Thank you so much. That was very kind introduction. Make me feel like, whoa, I'm important now. So pressure is on. Thank you, Brother Adam, joining. Thank you all for joining. And again, this is not attorney-client privilege issues. Please do not ask question by using your own information. Hypothesize it, that's better. Somebody is going through this, what do you think? And obviously, inshallah, I'll try to answer whatever I can. If not, we'll provide you my information, and there won't be any consultation fees for the people, those who are going to follow up from today's session. And generally, there is consultation. You'll go through the website, but we're here to help each other and learn from each other, help this tough time, and assist each other with our own area of expertise. I do see two attorneys that are here, so I want to recognize them. First of all, CAIR Philadelphia, thank you so much for this opportunity for this program. And other two attorneys, I see Carlin Safir is here and Sister Matullah Lamin Jamia is here. So welcome those two attorneys as well. So help me, assist me if I slip up here and there. You guys are also senior attorney. Brother Carlin Safir been here, I guess, pretty much same time. Maybe he started before I do. But anyhow, couple of things. I'll rather have your questions than um, myself giving a speech, something like that, because the reason is that with this administration, things are changing so rapidly. We have executive order, then next morning is a lawsuit, it's on a hold, things change, and guideline comes, and agency guidelines come, and then things again on a hold. So a lot is changing very fast. So for that reason, I don't have any PowerPoint presentation. I'm just going to give you general guidelines what we need to do, and then from there we'll take questions, inshallah. Couple of never to do things, never, now, don't, and do's. So I have a 5 for each, and then we'll open up. Number 1, never sign anything, anything, I mean it, anything unless sure or your attorney advises you to do so. So never sign anything. I'll tell you I'll give you example later on what that means and what are the consequences. Number 2, never make any statement because you have a right to remain silent. Unfortunately, majority of community is immigrant and certain culture from, for example, the one that I'm familiar with, India, Pakistan culture, that if you don't make a statement, assumption is that something's wrong. You did something wrong. Why you're not talking? Unfortunately, this country is absolutely reverse. You open your mouth, you get in trouble. You have right to remain silent. So keep that in mind. Never make any statement. Number 3, never seek advice from non-immigration attorney about immigration matters. Unfortunately, immigration is so statute-driven, so complicated. To file for your relative, to bring somebody from overseas, filling forms, you can YouTube, Google it, it's not a big deal. But when it comes to litigation, it's like a IRS code. So things are changing so rapidly, and do not get advice from non-immigration attorney because it's not their fault, but things have changed. They might have practiced 2 years ago, but now, as you can see, within a week, things have changed so much. Number 4, never trust any offer by any law enforcement agencies, by any law enforcement agency, unless it's in writing and your attorney approves so. So you have to, if they offer you, yeah, you help us, assist us, and we know your F1 is pending, your student visa is pending, you know your petition for relatives pending, we know what to do, just help us here, and then we will help you back. No, has to be in writing. Otherwise, don't. And number 5, never snitch. Very simple and easy, right? But unfortunately, right after 9/11, that was the biggest problem. The raid happens, you're wrong place, wrong time, and they fetch you, and then you say, you know what? Oh, why are you catching me? Well, you came in as a student visa, you overstay, so therefore you have to come in for fingerprinting and question. Well, you haven't asked Ali to do it. You haven't asked for John to do it. You haven't asked for Susan. Who are these people? Well, they all came. We all came same time. All right, come on, join us, let us know where they are, and we'll let you go. It doesn't happen. So please don't snitch. If you're in trouble, just, fight it off. We'll work together, but don't bring other people, innocent people, into it. It's your battle. We all fight together, but just keep it to yourself. Those are the 5 never things. Never sign anything, never make any statement, never seek advice from non-immigration attorney, never trust anything from law enforcement agency unless in the written promise, and never snitch. And now, 5 nows that we need to do right away. Make sure you carry your documents with you. Your passport, ID, EAD card, green card, anything you have to have with you. Because sometimes what happens is that you're wrong place, wrong time, you have accident happen in front of you. That actually happened in first term of Mr. Trump, that people were being fetched. You have accident, the cop comes up to you, say, have you seen this accident? No, I did not. You sure? I thought you were here. Can I have your ID? So if you have ID right away, most likely they'll look at your ID, they'll probably let you go. But if you don't have ID, look, wait, you don't have ID? Sure, what? Okay, that will just, take it to the next level. Might as well have ID and something with you, and most likely that can save you for further trouble. Number 2, make sure you have power of attorney, deed, guardianship, docs ready, because some of us have seen in the past, the babies are snatched away from moms. So what happened if you get picked up by immigration? You have a house here, you have a car here, you have business here. While unfortunately, some people have deportation order already. So which means they're going to be on expedited removal. Within 11 days, they have to get out of the country. What happened to your house? Who's going to sell? Who's going to refinance? How about your car, your children guardianship? So have those documents lined up and get that thing sorted out right away. Number three, make sure you have immigration attorney on speed dial. Now, you want to come to me, more than welcome. You want to go to any other attorney, I wish you all the best, but make sure you consult with immigration attorney. There's always, as any area of law, uh, with the legal system, there's never 2 + 2 = 4. There's always exception to the law, pretty much in every area of law. So therefore, you meet attorney, you present your situation in person. Maybe there are ways to get things done, and you must have to consult with immigration attorney. Again, I'm not here to solicit. I'm here for a different purpose. I'm here to help and assist and learn from you and share whatever I have learned in past 21 years. But you want to come to me, more than welcome. You want to go to some other attorney, wish you all the best. Please do consult immigration attorney for your scenario. In each case is different. And number four, make sure you're aware of your surroundings. A lot of fake ICE cars are out there. We did spot about 4 days ago one here in Chester County. So it was fake. So they just put a sticker on there, and then they see people, how many people run away, what happened. So people think it's fun. Some people out there, with bad intention. So just be careful. Just think about it. Who is where it is. So there are fake issues happening. Today you probably saw also video from Imam Siraj Hajj in New York. People are pretending to be FBI agent, and they have dress, they have fake IDs, they come to your house and they rob people. So again, just be aware of your surroundings and just know where you are and what's going on. Be aware of it. Number five, make sure your immediate family member know your exit strategy. For example, schools, churches, mosques, synagogue are no longer protected areas. So if you're dropping your child and you see something happening, okay, where child will go after school? Uncle, auntie, nephew, neighbor, where? So have to have an exit strategy with your family member. Kids should know, family should know what happens. So prepare those things. So again, 5 now things that you need to do. 1, carry your documents with you. Number 2, have power of attorney, deed, guardianship, docs ready. Number 3, have immigration attorney on speed dial. Number 4, aware of your surroundings. And number 5, family must know what is the exit strategy in case of something bad goes. 5 don'ts. Don't make any statement again, and especially don't run, because you see the cop, you see ICE car, and you just panic, run. Maybe they were not looking for you. Maybe they just ask question. Maybe some other reason. But the moment you run, something is going to happen, and that's not a good idea. I have seen people just say, should I run away? Well, you're not going to run too far. Don't attempt. And number 2, do not open door. Do not open door. And number 3, do not volunteer any information. And general method for ICE agent is usually they come morning time. We always joke about, maybe they're coming after the Hajj. They usually come very early in the morning, and they walk up to your house. They just see you walking out of the door, and then come up to say, hey, how are you? Oh, I'm sorry. I just have a question. What? Have you seen this person? So they'll show you somebody's ID that you don't know. And you look at it. Oh, no, I don't. Sure. You sure? No, I haven't seen this person. And then they will step away. So thank you so much. And then after 2 steps, they'll go, what about this person? And the second person will be your family member. And you are already outside. And now you need to make sure that, don't make any statement. Don't give any information. Don't volunteer any information. And number 4, if you have any kind of criminal record, do not travel abroad right now. Even if you have a parole right now, do not travel. If you have any kind of criminal record, even a summary offense, it's not a good time to travel, because they have a lot of discretions when you're coming back into country, and especially even if you have parole documents. Yeah, well, my friend got it. He was my roommate. He got it. He traveled. Nothing happened. No, we would strongly recommend, unless you absolutely have to go, be prepared. You might not be able to enter back in, because CBP, Custom Border Protection, the airport fellow, has absolutely immense discretion for not letting you come in, even though a parole was approved by United States Immigration and Services. But just don't travel unless you really have to, absolutely. And number 5, don't be rude. Rather be fair and firm. Avoid unnecessary gathering, picnics, concerts, things like that. Why? We don't need to be there because, again, this administration has taken up places where they can create more panic. Um, Car wash, they're parking cars in front of the schools, kindergartens. They're just, trying to create a chaos and a fear. So if you don't have to go outside, don't. Why we need to go? So the five don'ts are: don't make any statement, do not run, do not open door. Number three, do not volunteer any information. Number four, do not exit. If you have any kind of criminal record, do not travel abroad, even on parole. And number five, don't be rude and don't be going out there unless you really absolutely have to go. Number four, five do's. Very important. If they come to your house or anywhere, ask for warrant. Why are you here? Warrant. Very easy. I know under the circumstances, very hard to ask question when they walk in with the uniform. They're coming in a very kind of sort of a dominant attitude and behavior, and all of a sudden, do you have a warrant? It's very hard, but be prepared. You're right. Ask for warrant. Number two, do review the signatory on warrant. Who signed it? Because it's the person who signed the warrant. It's very important because there are two kind of warrant. One is ICE warrant, ICE, Immigration Code Enforcement. One is judicial judge. If it's signed by a judge, then we got a problem. We got to abide by it. If it's signed by ICE, you don't have to because that's an intra-agency. My colleague can just sign up for me. I can ask Brother Ahmed to sign for me or Brother Adam to sign for me because we're working with for CAIR. Somebody can sign from ICE. No, that you don't have to fully comply with that. But if it's signed by judge, then we have to comply. But guess what? Even if it's signed by judge, be very careful. Read it. And generally, if they're knocking your door, ask them to slide the warrant under the door. Don't ask them to put against the window because you might not be able to see it, or they might be putting their hand where the signatories are because they know also this stuff. So ask them to slide under the door. I want to take a look. If it's signed by ICE, tell them have a nice day. Thank you so much. My attorney will call you and contact attorney right away. If it's signed by judge, then take a look at it. Once it comes inside, read it. If the spellings are not correct, if the apartment is wrong, if the information is incorrect, I'm sorry, I'm not going to answer it. It's the wrong person, wrong place. Let them break in, which they won't, but if they do, that's fine. Because we can challenge that warrant because warrant has to be very specific. So if they're looking for Muhammad, there are thousands of Muhammad out there. But we need to have a full spelling. It's the right apartment, right unit, right date of birth, right person. If you don't have specific information, even judge has signed it, then let them do what they want to do. You don't have to answer it. Number four, the detail of address. A lot of time the warrants have old address. So they come to your house because they're just trying to find out where you live. But on the warrant, when they got a warrant from judge, the address was wrong. You don't have to comply. That was the warrant's not properly served at the right place. And the five, do act as a cooperative. You don't want to, I have a right, I can do what I want. Hey, you have a right, then assert your right politely. That I need my attorney. I will talk to my attorney. I need my attorney. God forbid if you are fetched and you went inside. So even if they ask you, do you want to drink some water? No, I need my attorney. Or do you want to go sit here? I need my attorney. I need my attorney. So keep on asserting these statements because you have a right to remain silent and they cannot force you to make any statement, even they are complying with judicial order warrant. So those are fives do. Ask for warrant. Number two, do see the signatory on a warrant. Number three, do see if his judge signed it, then get the more information. Number five, the address detail, check that. And fifth, cooperate with them. And five things for masajids. Make sure you have a designated contact person and just post the name somewhere in the mosque and everybody knows. Please, when you walk in, anybody have any question, any concern, please feel free to contact Muhammad Ali Khan. Here's his phone number, his email address. And all the muqtadi, the people, those who are in the masjid, they should know who to contact. Do not make any statement. They say, you're here from ICE? Sure, thank you so much. Give us your business card or here's the information. Contact Brother Khan or Ali, whoever is there. Place a sign where everybody can see it. So right next to the door, probably. When they walk in, say, hey, if you have any question, concern about any attendees or anybody here, feel free to contact us. Please do not disrupt our place of worship. So that way, at least we can later on ask them that you were properly given notice if you had to barge into with dogs and shoes, that did happen actually in the past. Well, there was notice. You should have complied with that. Number three, attendees must be aware of the contact person. I don't want to stand there and I say, okay, I was president last year, so I can talk about it. No, 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 no. You're going to talk on behalf of the entire mosque. You're going to talk on behalf of the entire 1.9 billion Muslim in the world. So be very careful. Don't make any statement where everybody else has to come and defend your ill statement. So therefore, one person who is in charge, everybody should know who is in charge with masjid, and that's the proper way to do it. If they are being not cooperative, sometimes they think that they have a lot of power. They act like a god. Tell them, I'm sorry, officer, can I have your business card? Can I have your name and information? Generally, they're supposed to introduce. Again, there are fake people out there. So you need to be very careful. If they're giving ID, ask, I'm sorry, you're three people here. I want to see three of you ID. No, I'm John. I have Susan. No, I would like to have John and Susan. Can I have your ID and business card, please? Because just for your security and my security. And number five, immediately contact and make alliances. This for masajid. Make alliances with organizations, those who are working on these projects. Civil rights organization, CAIR is excellent organization, but right now I think they are overburdened. With the ACLU, there's an organization by name PIRC, Pennsylvania Immigration Resource Center. They have a great website. They do a lot of pro bono work as well. So masajids should work with them and work as an alliance with those. So these are the fives: never, five no, five don't, five do's, and five things for masajid. And that's the basic information. If we stick to that, that can save us from a lot of headache. And inshallah, from here onward, I'll just go with your questions. Jazakallah khair. Once again, thank you, Brother Amr, and thank you, Brother Adam, and everybody else joining here. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Thanks so much, Brother Ejaz, for that. Adam, is there anything that you would like to add? Otherwise, I am seeing some questions in the chat that I will start conveying to the room. And we encourage folks, again, if you joined us a bit late, we made a reminder in the beginning. Do not say my case is such and such. There is no attorney-client privilege here in this call, but rather put it as a hypothetical. Somebody I know has this situation. What's the right thing to do? So do not hold back your questions, but just be mindful that, we're asking you to ask in that way. Adam, anything from you?
No, thank you very much, Brother Ejaz. And yeah, I think we can go to the questions.
All right, wonderful. Thank you. Our first question in the chat that came while you were speaking, Brother Ejaz, is, will the new changes affect the green card process based on asylum, and how long it will roughly get the green card is the question. So I guess.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, actually, right now, the biggest strategy will be to buy time for immigration purposes. One of the best example I can give it to you from after 9/11, we had a lot of rough things. The first 4 years of Mr. Trump were not that bad compared to 9/11. Right after 9/11, there was something called NCR. It was National Entry-Exit Security Registration, something like that, NCR. It was enacted in September of 2002. So pretty much everybody was asked to sign up for that. Otherwise, you're not going to get any benefit for immigration. So there was a lot of immigration entanglement happened. People didn't register. They were also summoned to the court. Those who did register, they got deported. So in the long run, when the people, those who did not register and the law changed, things faded away, they were able to get their green card. So exactly same scenario right now. The things are changing so rapidly, and you think you're complying right away, and you put your name in there, you just go there, you sign up something, say, yes, the law told me to do it. Well, tomorrow law gonna change. So for that reason, drag things, delay things, then there are a lot of litigation happening, a lot of executive orders are being challenged, things will change. So coming back to asylum, Mr. Trump has a priority. Number one was the criminal, those who have already deportation orders against them. They must be deported ASAP. That was kind of sort of policy. Number two, those who have criminal history, they should go. Third, those who are in asylum. Fourth, those who have paroled in, about 500,000, 534,000 plus people that were paroled in. This came from the border. They were given the piece of paper, say, go in there, fight your case in the United States, just get it. So his priority was number four, get them out. So asylum is already on the burner for now. But there, if you have already pending asylum, don't worry about it. You're good. Consult with your attorney, drag the case. It will get through the system. You have a better chance, you have a better shot. And then how long would it take? Unfortunately, it's very hard to predict right now because the moment Mr. President make any statement, I don't know if somebody doesn't advise him or not. He doesn't realize it's a federal law. If he says we're going to stop the border, okay, the agencies have to just shift their resources toward that direction. They say, oh, people are not going to come from Pakistan. They have to shift. So each time he makes a statement, agencies have to just maneuver their resources, their their bureaucracy, things like that. So for that reason, whatever time frame you're seeing online, unfortunately, that's not a realistic time. So it might take anywhere between 5 to 13 months, but you will get a green card if it's pending asylum. Just make sure your attorney knows that and supplement the file and just drag through the system. You don't want to have interview right away for asylum, because if you have interview for asylum right now, that's not a good time.
Thank you, Brother Ejaz, for that. There's also a sort of like feedback / like additional note from somebody who is an immigration paralegal, is about like carrying a foreign passport with on you. Like they are mentioning that I think on their firm they are advising people to not carry foreign passports with them while in the United States.
Very good point. Unfortunately, that's absolutely correct practice point of view, because if you have no paperwork at all, then I would suggest don't take any ID, because obviously you don't have any ID, so you have only foreign passport. When I mentioned that take your ID, the passport, what I meant was you have EAD card, you have some asylum, immigration, adjustment of status, something is pending with the system. So at the first stop, they will run through the system. Oh, there is a case, they'll let you go. If you have no documents except your foreign passport and you have no case pending in the system, do not carry your passport. That person, whoever did this, bring up a point, excellent point. Reason for that is if you have a passport with you, and they fetch you, they have to detain you, and within 90 days, they have to contact your embassy and say, we want to ship this person back to your country. While if you have a passport with you in your possession and they see your passport, they'll contact, for example, let's say Pakistani embassy or Mexican embassy, and embassy has to oblige under their treaty. Yes, this old fellow, okay, we're shipping him out. Assumption is, on the flip side, if you do not have a passport with you, they fetch you in, they come and search your house, they can't find a passport, and now you turn around and say, hey, we want to fetch this, we want to send this person to Mexico. Mexican embassy will say, first prove it to us. This is our fellow, or it's a Costa Rican fellow, or it's a Pakistani. How do we know it's our guy? We're not going to take it. So they have to attempt first 90 days, then it escalates to second level, another 90 days, try to get in touch with the embassy. And there are provisions in law. After 6 months, they have to pretty much, kind of sort of give up. Well, we don't know what to do with this person. So in that sense, yes, don't carry passport with you. But if you have some pending immigration, please do have to have ID with you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. One more question is about green card holders who do not have any criminal records. Is it safe for those people on green cards to travel abroad or internally, domestically?
That is correct. It's okay if you do not have criminal record, but again, depends how did you get your green card. If you got your green card through asylum, then you have to be very careful, because asylum was based on the 6th category. My life is in danger based on ethnicity, color, race, politics, or whatever it is. So then you said, if I go back to my country, I'll be killed. So please give me paperwork here. No, you got a green card, and now you're traveling back to same country. And when you come back to America, they'll say, wait a second, 6 months ago or 2 years ago, you told us your life is in danger, and now you're going back to same country. What's going on here? So in that sense, people were stopped in the past from India. That one example that I know from my own experience. So if you got through asylum, do not travel the country that you file asylum from. For example, if I file asylum from Pakistan, I got a green card after 5 years fighting, and then I don't want to go back to Pakistan, because when you're coming back into the United States, they'll say, wait, you were saying your life's in danger, nobody killed you. What happened? So for that sense, don't. But other than that, yes, you can travel on green card. That's fine. Try not to stay outside a country on green card more than 6 months.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. I'm trying to review, like we've So the question is, asylum, like people who were approved for asylum could still be on deportation list or can be denied entry to United States, is what we
For those who are already asylum approved?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Mr. Trump has initially said that those who got, not him, but his administration at this early on came out as well, those who have a citizenship, US citizenship by any fraudulent mean, we're going to denaturalize them as well. So he was trying to go that far. So assume if you have asylum and your asylum was not that great and you got through this, why would you travel? Why would you take a chance with this administration? I would suggest just, hang tight, don't. Because he's going after those who are naturalized, those who are US citizen. And that was his tempting to go that far. Why would you as asylum? Can they revoke approved asylum? Obviously, they can revoke it because if they approved it and the fact came back that there was fraudulent or frivolous, yes, they have discretion to revoke it.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Be cautious.
Thank you for that. So we're always encouraged to be act on the side of caution, like
caution. Yep.
A question is there any concern to apply to renew U.S. passports in these days? I assume this is for American citizens who are applying to renew their U.S. passports.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the question.
I think the question, as I read it here, is can we apply to renew our U.S. passport these days? And this might be about maybe naturalized citizens. I don't think.
Absolutely correct. You can file and you should, must do it because you have a right to do so. And second, we don't know what guidelines going to come. And obviously, once they have determined, they made a decision, you are a U.S. citizen, you are a U.S. citizen. And go ahead, apply it. I would strongly suggest you should do it. The issue of anchor baby and American-born baby shouldn't become U.S. citizen. That's already been challenged in the court. So you are a naturalized citizen. You have a passport right now. You have every single right to renew it. I strongly suggest go ahead, renew it ASAP.
Thank you, Brother Jess. Another question is about people who have driver licenses or real IDs. The question is driver license with real ID enough proof of being legal in USA? Another way that this question has come up in some of our other visits or sessions is, okay, I have a driver's license. Maybe they are a New Jersey resident. Everybody can get a driver's license there. It's our understanding that ICE will not take that as a proof. But can you reflect on this?
Unfortunately, the driver license is not the immigration approved ID. It's not a federal ID approved by even a real ID, because it's good to have that with you, because what are your chances of being fetched or grabbed by immigration? Is generally if the cops stop you or you're driving or speeding or something. So if you have ID, the cop will just look at ID, most likely let you go. But for immigration purposes, no, because there was a law, I think it was Maryland and I believe in New Jersey, they used to give you driver license without paperwork. So once you have an ID in one state, you can take that ID and move to a different state and you deposit first ID and driver license and say, listen, I moved from New Jersey to Pennsylvania, can I get a license here? You will get Pennsylvania license as well. But in reality, you don't have immigration paperwork. It depends, your luck. If the cop sees your ID and just let you go, fine. But if they run in the system and you don't have any immigration pending case, you are exposing yourself. It's just avoid it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Brother Jazz. I'm trying to ask questions as I see them and with some diversity. So I appreciate everyone putting the questions. Another question is, should there be any concern for Muslims who would like to visit the States for the first time on a tourist visa? Are there any concerns that they should know about that they may not be aware of? Let's say that, one of our family members received a visa to the United States from one of the countries. They want to come in at this time. Are there things that they need to be aware of, whether that is while engaging with CBP upon entry or in general?
Absolutely, they should be aware of two things. One is when you apply for a visitor visa, unfortunately, countries abroad are pretty much backlogged. I have represented a client from 77 different countries, and each country has almost roughly 3 to 9 to 13 months backlog. If you apply for visitor visa, your number will not come up for interview. So when you apply for visitor visa, what reason you gave? You said, I'm going to go and attend graduation party for my niece. Okay, so when you apply, the niece was in the 4th year and was going to graduate. But when you got the visa, she was not graduate. Okay, you got the visa. For some reason, because of finance or whatever, you couldn't travel. Now you're coming in, she's already graduated. So be very careful. They might ask you, what's your reason? So long at the CBP entry time, you're able to establish 2 things as a visitor, you're okay, you're safe. Number 1, you have intent to go back. So which means you have a return ticket and your luggage is not here like 16 baggage, no. So you just have light luggage and you have intent to go back. Number 2, that you have address where you're going to. So that way they can pinpoint, okay, sometime I have seen that CBP people are calling from the airport. Hey, your uncle is here. Is he coming to your house? Make sure your uncle has given your address and you know uncle is coming to your house. If you say, no, this uncle's not coming, and tough luck, they're not going to let them come in. So they should be aware at the time of entry, they're able to establish 2 things. I have a return ticket. I have intent to go back. I have a property abroad. I came for this purpose, and that's where I'm going to go for that long. Second practical point, do not get ticket for 6 or 5 months, because visitor visa B1, B2, you get entry about 6 months. Get your ticket for 10 days, 15 days, 1 month, 2 months, that's fine. Once you enter here, we can extend it. But if you ask entry for 6 months and you have a return ticket for 6 months, that is very suspicious. That does not show us that you have intent to go back. You don't have that much money to see America in 6 months. Something else is going on here. They will deny your entry.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Ejaz. Another question is about the, I think this is the RNP program, the resettlement programs and the refugee programs that are being shut down by the federal government. The question asks, do we feel like the 90 days freeze will be lifted with all pressures coming in, or can they actually close it down for 4 years legally?
Unfortunately, my gut feeling, yeah, they can close. Simple answer, yes, they can close. They can close pretty much anything they want. The president have a lot of power in that area of law. Second is, would that last that long for 4 years? No, I don't think so. There are a lot of litigation happening and things are being challenged. And I don't think, because people, those who are already here, they will find one way or other. And there are a lot of organizations out there. I'm pretty hopeful, yes, that will go through. Yeah. But can they shut down? Yes, they can.
Yeah. Thank you, Brother Ejaz. Yet another question that we receive is for those who have entered from the Mexican border. They've started their asylum process. They have a social security number, but they are hearing rumors that the social security numbers are no longer going to be valid. What do we say to that?
If you have any pending asylum case and they have issued your social security, usually does not come over 180 days while your application is pending. So which means they have already vetted the process, they already see your application. So if they issue your social security already, then it's not canceled as of today, unless something changed while we're here on this session. They cannot cancel. Your social security is not canceled, it's valid. Once they adjudicate your asylum and deny something, that's a different story. But right now, if they issue you social security, that's valid. Enjoy it. You're lucky.
Thank you. There's a question or request that I think we need to talk more, but it's about whether there could be attorneys or pro bono organizations that could craft power of attorney for immigrant communities in Philadelphia area. It's a question to CAIR. We'll need to talk a little bit more about that. Our legal team is seeing this, and we can be in touch. Thank you so much, Dunya Ramadan, for asking that. Let's definitely be in touch, inshallah. There's a clarification on one of the previous questions, is that for regarding asylum approval, the question is for those seeking asylum approval, if they are in the United States, could they still be deported or no?
Yes, they can.
Mm-hmm.
They can, because when you're filing for asylum, you enter legally or illegally. If illegally you overstay, whatever it is, or illegally crossing border, you have 1 year to file asylum. It's called affirmative asylum because you file within the time frame. Later on, let's assume that you didn't file within 1 year and you got caught 20 years later on. You can still file asylum, but that's called defensive asylum because things have changed in your country and your policies changed. No, your life is in danger. At the time of 20 years ago, it was not in danger. But let's keep it simple. Those who cross the border, they enter here, they have 1 year from the time of entry to file asylum. Asylum means they have to say based on 6 things, based on my race, ethnicity, religious background, social particular group, CAT, Convention Against Torture. Based on those 6 things, my life is in danger if I go back to my native country, India, Pakistan, Mexico, wherever. Now, once you submit that application, now you're in the system. Generally, what happens is that immigration officer will interview, and once they are able to make a judgment and determination that yes, you have problem and your life is in danger, they will approve asylum. And after 1 year of approval, you can apply for green card. A lot of time they get so confused. Maybe it's real, maybe it's not real. This person might not die, might die. I don't know. They refer to judges and say, no, let judge decide. I'm not sure. So simple answer, yes, your asylum can be denied by immigration officer. It can be denied later on by judge because you are the one have a burden of proof to prove it. Yes, my life is in danger. So you have to have all the evidence lined up.
Thank you. Another question we have is, what documents other than driver license should a naturalized citizen carry? It's not practical to carry a passport. So this is a naturalized citizen, so they don't need to carry their American passport with them. Is the driver license sufficient or not?
Driver license is sufficient, but unfortunately, I don't know, I should say or not, but I will say it. Dog whistling is happening in this administration. So the people, those who are out there enforcing the law on the street, they feel like they're God. So they will abuse you based on your racial profiling. They will abuse you based on your color of your skin. So you don't know you're American citizen, you're born, grew up here, but you know, you look Indian, you look black, you look Spanish, you will be dragged into it. So what I'll suggest, ID is good enough? No. Nowadays, you can apply for passport ID. So you get like exactly like a driver license. It's a very small dimensions, look like exactly like a driver license shape, small wallet, manageable. So you can put that ID, which is a US passport, in your wallet along with your driver license. But in a good days, driver license ID is good enough. But nowadays, have that passport ID with you, not actual passport book, but passport ID. You can apply for postal office for the ID card, passport card, and you can carry that as well.
Sorry, thank you for that. Another question is that, you know, for those people who are in asylum process, their asylum is in progress. Some of them, we understand they need to go to the ICE office, provide a signature, and as such, are there concerns for these people to go to those appointments, provide their signatures, or should they, what happens if they miss that?
Please do not miss them, and consult with your attorney. And unfortunately, first 4 years of President Trump and right after 9/11, those were the places where they will call you in and you will go and report. For example, if you have a criminal activities and you just need to go and report for probation, or you have asylum pending, they will ask you come, or you have ankle monitoring, you go every once a month, sign up on a sheet and show your ID, come back, and they will build this trust. After fifth, sixth visit, they'll make you sit there, and there will be ICE person who will fetch you there. That happened in the past. I don't mean to scare you. That can happen now, but you're running away from it. That is a lot worse. So what do? It's catch-22. You talk to your attorney, and attorney will determine how many times you have showed up, what kind of case you have, what's the legitimacy with your case, and what are the chances of you being stopped there. They perhaps can advise you not to go there and talk to the officer saying, listen, my client is available, but on this appointment is not going to show up because whatever reason, or so that way they can buy time. But you just running your own unilaterally, running away from that is not advisable.
Thank you, Brother Ejaz. Another question concerns a situation whereby someone intends to travel and relocate to the US to marry a US citizen. The question is, what's the best way to go about it? The follow-up is is a letter of accommodation necessary when applying for a visa to visit the US?
So person is, correct me, I'm sorry, correct me if I understood it. Person is already in the United States, moving from Pennsylvania to Maryland to get married, to get green card, right?
No, rather, as I understand it from what was conveyed, and the person who asked the question, I will encourage you to rephrase it if need be. But somebody's based outside of the United States,
Right.
have somebody that they want to marry in the United States.
Okay.
They are intending to travel into United States to marry this US citizen.
Right.
So the question is, what's the best way to go about it? Do I need a letter of accommodation necessary when applying for a visa to visit the US?
Absolutely. No, I understand. So person sitting, let's say Turkey. So wants to come to America and marry US citizen, and then wants to get the green card and citizenship here. Question is that, what do I need as a Turkish to come to America? I'm assuming they got a visitor visa. That's how they get enter. But two problems. One is when you're coming into country, you're generally getting visitor visa, B1, B2, which is visit visa for pleasure or visit visa for tourism. So you back to the square one. You have to establish that you have intent to go back. So you have to have a return ticket. Your luggage should reflect it. You shouldn't have any extra paperwork, a marriage, or wedding, or proposal in your luggage. They can search it. So you can show them, listen, I came here 15 days. I'm going to stay uncles, aunties, even fiancés, but don't use the word fiancé. So that person's house, and after 15 days, I'll go back. You come through the airport, CBP clears you, you get stamped, you come in, they give you usually 6-month entry. Assuming they gave you only 2 weeks, no worries, don't panic. Come inside, ask attorney will extend your visa, and you are not allowed, you should not marry your fiance within 60 days of your entry. At least 60, but the preferable is 80 to 90 days. Why? Because let's assume you enter here and within 2 weeks you marry your fiance and you have babies, the life goes together, you have equity, house, cars together. When you go for your interview for green card, they will deny your green card. They have chance of denying it. Why? Because at the time of entry in the United States, you have intent to marry, not visit America. So your entry is invalid. Therefore, all your marriage, all the subsequent fruit is poisonous. So for that reason, even if you enter, do not marry within 60 to 90 days, then get married. That's fine. But don't do it earlier than that. You'll have a problem.
Thank you, Brother Ejaz. Another question concerns especially international students who are in the United States. I came to the United States as an international student first, so I feel for this. What is the advice for international students to navigate the new executive orders? This is a general question. And then there is additional questions from international students we receive is, they participated in pro-Palestine protests. They haven't been engaged, like they haven't been charged with anything or any discipline. Should they still be concerned, given that there is that word out there that some anti-justice, anti-Palestine groups are allegedly providing some lists to the Department of Homeland Security? And even if it's a student who has faced, if we can talk about like general categories first and then look at the category of a student, let's say that they were charged with a disciplinary action by the university, but there was no court or something more than that, should they be concerned, and what are the cautionary steps that they can take today?
First thing first, for the international student, so long you're F1, CVS is active, you're not doing anything illegal at that juncture, you're taking full-time load, you're not dropping your classes, nothing to worry. As for your advisor, DSO, you must be in touch with your advisor and stay in touch, because whoever going to report to the immigration is your advisor. So long you have a good relationship with the DSO, you will designate it as advisor, you will not have any issues. That's first. Second, for protest, again, it's one of the executive order being challenged. It will be challenged. It's First Amendment rights, and I am out of all the executive, I kind of sort of lost a track of it, how many he has issued, how many he will issue. But the one I'm really keenly interested in looking forward to is the protest people being litigated and they're stripped their right. I want to see that how the First Amendment is going to play into it with this Supreme Court. My gut feeling is that there's always يسر ولا تعسر. There'll always ease with the with the tough time. My gut feeling is that the Supreme Court going to uphold that protest for First Amendment rights. So first of all, as a student, you don't need to worry. Even if you are charged, there's minor summary offense, so long you don't do anything again, that you go back into criminal encounter, first one, don't worry about it. But as for the long term, most likely Supreme Court is going to uphold that. That was freedom of right, First Amendment right. So we're good to go.
Thank you. One other question that we often receive, and I think you touched on this for a little bit while talking about like people who doesn't have any foreign passports on them, like what they will do, is like question around somebody came on asylum or somehow and they're deported. Will they be deported to the country that they entered into United States from, or will they be sent back to their country of origin, wherever they hold citizenship? Even if, let's say,
country
in an asylum process, they've said negative things about that home country.
No, country of origin. And the reason being is that let's assume that people came from India, and a lot of people they come from India, go to Taiwan, from there to Brazil, Brazil to Costa Rica, then from Mexico, they enter America. So the Indian is not going to be deported to Mexico because the last entry came from Mexico. No, it's the country of their passport or their native country. That's why I said if you don't have a passport, how are you going to fetch an Indian guy? Are you going to send him to Mexico, Costa Rica, Africa? How do you know he's Indian? So the burden of proof is with ICE, and they need to prove it that this person's from India. So they'll get in touch with the Indian consulate in New York or DC and ask, this is Indian fellow. Well, prove it to us. We don't want to take some foreigner in over India. So after 90 days and 6 months, the ICE most likely going to say, well, we have to come up with some alternative methods, which is good thing not to carry passport if you don't have any other paperwork.
As a follow-up, the question are the contents of my asylum application shared with my country of origin, with my citizenship country? If I said I don't feel safe in my home country, like will I be persecuted when I am deported, let's say back to that country that I came from? Will somebody?
Unfortunately, that's true, because if you're deported, the judge has to order for your deportation. And a lot of time the attorney negotiates, sometimes called a volunteer departure. Yes, the client will leave, will post a bond, but let the client leave from the house, give us 60 days to sell the car or house, things like that. So if any of those deals have been made and the government is accepting your proposal, then usual practices nowadays, again, thank God I haven't had any deportation yet under this administration, but usually they give you an envelope. So you take that envelope back to your country and you give that envelope, the embassy acknowledge and send back, yes, person has entered into native country, Nigeria, whatever. Unfortunately, that paperwork will have information. So depending on that country's police and agency, they might turn around and give you a hard time. I had a client 2 days ago, and he said, I don't want to go to Nigeria. I'll rather die. So what do you mean? He said, I had asylum, got denied, and if I go back, I will have more problem in Nigeria than America, because they will say, why did you badmouth about Nigeria? So unfortunately, that information can be disclosed.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, sir.
And again, depends on treaty of the country. Some country have treaty to disclose, some have don't. So depending on which country. So
yeah,
consult with the attorney, they can run it for you.
A follow-up to the marriage question. I see multiple follow-ups, I think, but what if the person who is intending to come into the United States is a foreigner, not US citizen, hasn't traveled to the US at all, but still intends to get into United States for the first time to get married? Like the question becomes like, what's the right way to go about that? So I guess that's it can be a very complicated details, but yeah.
Again, out of all area of law, I've been doing general practice, but immigration law is very easy, yet it's very complicated. It's statutory driven. Consult with your attorney. But if you're coming from abroad, you are not coming as a fiancé visa, you're coming as a visitor visa, B1, B2. So you have intent to marry somebody here, and if they work out, you have intent to stay in America, you're defrauding them, you're lying to them. So that's why I said you come here, visit, and first 60 to 90 days, and then you decide if you want to marry. But if you marry within 60 days of entry, then you defrauded, because the whole idea for visitor visa was that you have intent to go back. And in this scenario, from the get-go, you're ready to marry an American person. Well, that's pretty sketchy. If they find out, because coming to America to marry somebody, there's a fiancé visa. Immigration has a different process for that. But you're bypassing that process. That process takes, depending on country, it can anywhere between 4 to 14 months. So no, you're bypassing that pathway and you're coming through visitor line, quicker line, but you have intent to defraud the system. If they catch up, you're gonna have issues.
Yeah. Yeah. No, thank you, Sad. Yet another question concerns green card holders or resident aliens, as I think the executive order defines. For green card holders who may not have a court case but still have received traffic citation, received like some sort of post and forfeit kind of situation, should they be concerned in light of this executive order? And like let's say that if they're also active in the protest scene and as such.
Again, citations under Pennsylvania law, the only thing I can tell you about Pennsylvania, I'm licensed to practice in Pennsylvania law, criminal law. It depends on the citation. If it is crime for summary offense, ARD, small crimes, nothing to worry. If it's misdemeanor, felony, again, the category that under Pennsylvania law, and then you have a category same measure under federal law. So with small protests, a traffic citation, no issues.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Again, if you have questions in the audience, please pass those on. But one other question is like from business owners who may not have been just asking people about their immigration status. Like, they have social security number, they have driver's license, they've hired them. What's liability, or how should they protect their workers if, again, like, ICE and as such is targeting their place of business or them for potential like employing people?
I want to recognize here John Vandenberg. You're here. I see in audience. Welcome. So we have quite a few attorneys here. Is senior attorney with employment, immigration. I don't do much employment immigration, but my concern is that if you are hiring a person who does not have a paperwork, there's e-verification. You need to have a person who is legal, and if they're illegal, then just avoid it, because your office, your practice can be raided. And again, talk to somebody who does employment immigration. I don't handle employment immigration.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thanks, okay, Adam, any questions from you? Any of the other attorneys that are recognized? MashaAllah, thank you so much to all of you for being here.
Alhamdulillah, that's the beauty of our Philadelphia attorneys, that we all work together. We don't feel competition. We, alhamdulillah, all of us are blessed that we work together, we help assist, and which is a blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We'll ask all of you to keep us in our prayers, all the attorneys, everybody, keep us, everybody in the prayer, but especially the attorneys, those who are doing tough time. I see Colin Sphere, John Vandenberg here. I see Amatullah Amin. So three I recognize from my experience, but anybody else out there, please. Welcome.
But in the meantime, do I hear someone? Sorry. There is one question in the chat that I want to address. The question reads, asylum approval are at risk of deportation. So people who are approved for asylum, are they in immediate risk of deportation, or like it's based on certain situations, cases?
Again, with Mr. Trump, those who have naturalized citizenship, he wants to dig up their past as well. So with him, God knows where he wants to go with it. But if you have a case already approved, and no, unless they find some new fact or somebody complain or your asylum was frivolous, certainly they can go back. But once you got approved, you're safe.
Thank you for that, Sad. Adam, any questions that you might be seeing on your end or that you wanna lift up, or including like civil rights concerns that come up in the process that you would like to mention?
Well, I just want to throw out to everybody, if you come across a legal issue where ICE is contacting you and you don't have an attorney, you don't know where to go to, contact CAIR and we'll get in touch with the different attorneys like Brother Ejaz, that we work with so we can connect our community members, where they have to go and get, like Brother Ejaz said, immigration law is so specialized. This is something we can help with. I know we know some stuff, naturalization process and filling out particular forms, but substantive immigration law, that's not something we can do at CAIR. So, if you need help though, reach out to us. We can direct you, point you in the right direction. We can help you deal with law enforcement in the moment. Law enforcement's knocking on your door, you don't know what to do, give us a call. So, with that, do also want to encourage everybody to, donate to CAIR-Philadelphia. Alhamdulillah, now we have 2 attorneys and a paralegal. Last year we just had 1 attorney and a paralegal. So, our team is getting bigger, but as you can see, the work just keeps getting more and more. And alhamdulillah, we do have, partners like Brother Ejaz and other attorneys that, we get to work with and can help us out. But definitely encourage everybody to donate and also attend our banquet where you can really see more of the civil rights and discrimination work that, the CAIR legal team is doing. Sister Iman and Brother Timothy, they do a great job. So, really appreciative that everybody joined tonight. We do monthly town halls. We're trying to get out to masajid and, different areas so we can let people know what their rights are, connect, hear what the concerns are of the community, and then, adapt. So, keep your eyes out for any more events like this. We have a couple coming up. I know Friday there's an event, Saturday there's an event. I think the following, or in February, there's another event. So, and if there's any issues that come up, please reach out. Sorry, just going on my little spiel right here, but that's what I have.
I see in a chat box, do you have an attorney's recommendation or organizations who would be willing to offer pro bono or discounted service to craft power of attorneys for immigrant communities in Philadelphia? That is absolutely important and it's needed. What I can do is those who have signed up here, I think, 33, 34, whatever. If anybody needs power of attorney from this group, get in touch with CAIR right now. You don't need to give your personal information to them, but just give your name and phone number to them. And what I will do is I'll make power of attorney for whoever wants it. It's called durable power of attorney, which pretty much covers everything except your health. I'll prepare for only $100. $50 will go to CAIR and $50 for our office to store this stuff for the next 7 years. And that's the best I can do for you guys. But get in touch with CAIR and give your name and list. And Brother Ahmed, you tell me these are the following people, their phone number, and from my office we'll contact with them, we'll prepare it. And some money goes to CAIR, because whatever you guys do, God bless you. We all need as a Muslim to work together, help, assist, whatever projects and the things that we are doing. And that's what I can do for the community and I can do for CAIR.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you.
Oh, last thing about imams, please. We had issues. Please do not appear for an FBI interview without attorney. And again, have attorney who's civil rights attorney or immigration attorney, those who are experienced. We had a real estate attorney showed up in Delaware. I mean, I shouldn't mention the state. The imam pretty much almost got arrested because FBI keep on asking again and again, same question: where were you last Wednesday at 8 o'clock? Where were you last Wednesday? And he pretty much recalled the entire week, told everything. But Wednesday, when it because FBI does not do interviews, they don't have a checklist. They don't go straight to question 1, question 2, question 3. They just go in and out, trying to play with you. So after a while, when the attorney got the idea, I said, why you are so focused on last Wednesday? What happened last Wednesday? I said, can I talk to you? And they just So I went outside and talked to the attorney. He said, listen, your client is not truthful. He's lying to us. What do you mean? It's last Wednesday. Where was he in the evening time? So he went back and talked to the client. He said, where were you last Wednesday? He said, I was with my family. I'm here. I didn't do anything. So where were you at last time? Evening time. He said, I went to mosque. Okay, then what? So from mosque, he went to the Tablighi Jamaat, the people that goes to door. And this not incident happened now. It happened about 6-7 years ago, in the not more than 6-7 after 9/11, because the Tablighi Jamaat was on terrorist list. And he said, why? Because he is assisting and helping the Tablighi Jamaat, is helping a terrorist group. Later on, that thing was taken off. The Tablighi Jamaat is no longer terrorist. It was a mistake. But FBI was under the assumption that your client is not telling us the truth. It was a minor, small thing. So you don't know what you're getting into. So therefore, please consult with attorney. Don't think, I don't have anything to hide. I'm going to go and talk. Oh, don't. You don't need to. We are here as a US citizen. We are here as a resident of the United States. We love this country. This is the country we chose. As a Muslim, for us, we can go to any country. Siru fil ard. That's Quran tells us. Go anywhere you like. But we chose this country. We'll abide by the law of the country. And the government and agencies are doing their job. Let them do their work. We'll do our job, and we'll make sure they stay in their lane. We'll stay in our lane. But make sure you do not make statement without attorney, especially imams. That was pretty much case very close to us here in this area. Just one small mistake.
During our Know Your Rights workshops, Adam keeps emphasizing the same point, and we say, do not invite FBI in for chai. That sort of becomes the formula. Thank you so much, Brother Ejaz.
Have your attorney with you and have a biryani. Not only chai, have a biryani, have a korma, have a fool, have a falafel, anything. But with your attorney and FBI. By yourself, no offering, no. Sorry.
Absolutely. Dr. Salim Han was asking about the passport ID. Dr. Han, Adam put a link to the application, but I will text you, inshallah, that link. And then you were asking about Delaware immigration attorneys. Hogan Vandenberg law firm has an office in Delaware. So I've also included a link to that.
John Yahya Vandenberg is a very experienced attorney. I think he's also online here. And his partner is Rick. That's a big, massive law firm that I have known for the past 21 years. And they have office in Delaware. So you can get in touch. John Vandenberg has been very supportive for Muslim causes. So that firm can help you in Delaware.
But once again, I think a few reminders to close our session is we are going to share the recording with everybody who registered for the session so that it can be a resource for our communities. Sorry.
Hello. I have sent an message to Brother Ejaz and also Brother Adam.
Mm-hmm.
Can you please take the message and reply to that?
Yeah, sure. Inshallah, after the call at their convenience, at some point, they will definitely do it. Thank you for doing that. We put the taxable number at Sabir Law Firm. We put our intake system again. You can send your information over there. Then we can connect you with Brother Ejaz. With our attorneys, in terms of specific power of attorney needs, again, that's also the systempa.cair.com/report that can be used. And before we go, I also want to put the link to CAIR-Philadelphia, as now alhamdulillah, we are entering our 21st year, thanks to our community's support in the chat as well. So that can be helpful. Thank you, Sudinya, for sending the NILC guidance around employers and some of the important points that they need to know. With that, just thank you so much for sharing your expertise and your insights with us, responding to questions in a real live session. I know it's tricky because in law everything lies in details, but this has been super helpful for all of us. I think the bottom line is that we are all here to make sure that our communities are safe, to make sure that we are able to hopefully fend off some of the issues before they arise. But if they continue, we'll be there. There are resources within our communities that will inshallah be there for you all, that you can appeal for specific questions and to discuss your cases. Adam, Sister Iman, our legal team, thank you so much for all that you do. I just mentioned this, Peter, in 2022, we received 99 cases on our intake system. In 2023, that jumped to 184 cases. And 2024, it didn't stop. We got 214 cases. So we are seeing this spike, both in the issues that our communities face, but also in our community's ability to report what's going on, which is always very helpful for us who are in the legal world, doing this world, so that we can bring these issues up with certain offices to advocate for them, and inshallah to stand for justice and for our communities. But once again, Adam, thank you so much. Brother Ejaz, thank you so much for this session. Just as a reminder for those of you who might be in those areas, we have 2 upcoming programs in person. One is with Brother Ejaz again in Upper Darby. It's this Friday, the 7th at 6 p.m. At Upper Darby Masjid Al Medina. And then on the 7th, Adam and I will be in Islamic Society of Delaware for an in-person session, more so focused on civil rights issues. So inshallah, look forward to seeing you in one place or another. But if Brother Ejaz, if you have anything to conclude, or Adam, if you have anything to conclude.
No, nothing. Just one again. This is just for information purpose. Please take my information. Talk to some other attorney. If you misunderstood something, feel free to text me. Anybody come from today's Zoom meeting, there's no consultation fee. I just want to help. But this is just for information purposes. Do not take this as hard. This is the law. Things are changing. Consult with your attorneys. Thank you so much. Jazakumullah khair for everybody, especially to your brother Ahmad and brother Adam. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you. Welcome salam. And once again, 7th Friday at Masjid Al Medina, the 8th Saturday at Islamic Society of Delaware, inshallah. With those reminders, inshallah, assalamu alaikum. Have a good evening, everyone.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.